Good morning, everybody. Hi, Sandra.
Good morning, Sandra. So,
What? Yeah, we're trying new technology. Ooh, look, see, it works. It fills in my face a little bit with light. See, I don't have the shadow.
yeah, we've got to, yeah.
So, okay, so I need to put it over there. I thought so, but it won't fit with anything. So we're right in the middle of trying to transition. Hopefully by next week, we will be able to do Facebook and YouTube live at the same time. We'll see. We'll see.
You know, I think this digital stuff that it's cause for divorce, you know? He knows stuff I don't know, and I know stuff he doesn't know, so we have to work together. And
I don't know anything, I just have to learn it.
Normally we can work together really well, but this frustration is...
Hey, Helen Keller was a founding member of the American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU. I didn't either. Interesting.
Go Helen.
Yeah. And if God created shadows, it was in order to better emphasize the light. Wonderful. And that was actually Pope John the 23rd that said that. Beautiful. When friends meet, hearts warm.
Amen to that. Whether it's online or it's in person, boy, I tell you.
Yeah, people all over the
world. What would I do without you?
We're just looking at our website there is so much. If people out here are not using our website, there is so much content on that thing.
It's amazing.
It's quite surprising.
And you can thank Beth for a lot of that.
Yeah. Oh, no kidding. Yeah. Thank you,
Shannon.
Beth. Thank you, Beth and Shannon. The day is
Arcana.
Yeah.
Arcana.
Oh.
Yeah, gotta get the right name.
Sorry. Shannon
Changed her name to Arcana.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Yep.
Cool. And I forget all the time, so. I mean, people that have been married for, 30 years, and you still call them by their original name or their old name, because it's like, been 30 years? Oh, cool. Nice. Outstanding. Because I know Darren and Gloria have been married forever, and who else has been married forever? Well, that's true. Yeah.
Forever.
Goes without saying. The day is lost on which one has not laughed.
Yeah, that's true.
And Ralph Waldo Emerson, though we travel the world over to find the beautiful, we must carry it with us, or we find it not.
Wow.
Oh, that's well said.
Isn't that beautiful?
Go Ralph.
I know. Ralphie boy. Nietzsche sometimes is weird. So this is one of those that I had to read 3 times, and still I'm going to read it. But,
Oh, good.
okay.
Thing.
For art to, and you have to emphasize in the right places to understand what the heck he's doing. For art to exist, for any sort of aesthetic activity or perception to exist, a certain psychological precondition is indispensable. Intoxication. Okay.
Intoxication with life.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Everyone has talent at 25. The difficulty is to have it at 50. Or 75. If you steal from one author, it's plagiarism. If you steal from many, it's research.
Depends on if you put things out.
I know. The oldest books are still only just out to those who have not read them.
That's true.
Yeah. Doubt grows with knowledge. It does. We do have a couple patron saints by the name of George Carlin and John Lennon.
Yay, George and John.
Bless their pea-picking hearts.
They don't have them anymore.
Yeah.
They have souls.
They
They're
have
beings
souls. They
of
had to
light.
have souls, yes. Okay. And John said, all we're saying is, give peace a chance. Yeah.
All we are saying
is give peace a chance. So we might have to play that. Hi, Susan. And George, have you ever noticed that their stuff is crap and your crap is stuff?
I've noticed that.
I changed the words to protect the innocent. Fit your own words in there. So.
Yep. Did you do that one already?
Yes.
I don't remember that one.
2 weeks ago.
Oh.
Must have, because I got a mark there.
Oh.
Well, why do they put pictures of criminals up in the post office? What are we supposed to do? Write to them? I mean, why don't they put their pictures on postage stamps so the mailman could look for them while they're out delivering the mail? That makes sense. If it's true that we are all here to help others, then what exactly are the others here for? No. You never really learn to swear until you learn to drive. No one ever says, it's only a game when their team is winning. Ever wonder what the speed of lightning would be if it didn't zigzag? I don't know. Last night, I played a blank tape at full blast. Why? I don't know. These are clever signs. On an electrician's truck, let us remove your shorts. In a non-smoking area, if we see smoke, we will assume you are on fire and take appropriate action. On a maternity room door, push, push, push. At an optometrist's office, if you don't see what you're looking for, you've come to the right place.
We seen one in Montana. It was one of those pump trucks. They pump out
Sewage.
sewage, and then on the back says, "We deliver milk on the weekends."
I saw a meat packing truck. It said Jones meat packing, whatever. It says you can't eat our meat.
Yeah, you only hear that stuff in church, right?
I don't get it, Patrick. What was it?
Oh.
And thank you, Roy, for the Reader's
X-rated.
Digest. Yes.
Moving along.
This is the large print edition. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Okay. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
A little old lady.
Little old lady who?
I had no idea you could yodel. Okay. Marriage. A man is arrested for stealing a can of peaches and is brought before the judge. The judge asks, how many peaches were in the can? The man replies, 6, Your Honor. In that case, you go to jail for 6 days, 1 for each peach. Hearing that, his wife stands and says, Your Honor, he also stole a can of peas.
Divorce court is down the hall.
All right. So now what? What are we doing?
We have, I'd like a volunteer to read the Great Invocation. Who would like to read the Great Invocation for us? Anyone? Yeah. Come on up.
My glasses always a big print.
You tell me. Is that big enough?
It
Yeah.
should be okay.
Okay.
I get it big because we have the same issue.
Okay.
Do you want to?
Do you want me to come up?
Yeah, why don't you come on up?
All right.
Just between us.
Just right between us there.
Between my favorite people.
Oh.
The Great Invocation. From the point of light within the mind of God, let the light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells.
Let light. I didn't do anything.
Maybe, it just may be battery.
Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth.
Amen to that.
Amen.
Go put batteries in it.
I guess we're out of batteries, yeah. Okay.
Okay, we have a guest speaker this morning. Woohoo!
Hey, Carol's watching. She is. She's watching there. She's also apparently on her phone, too.
You're going to be in stereo this morning. So we have this guest speaker. I am really excited to have him come and speak to you today.
Because she doesn't have to do it.
Well,
Right, verse two.
Oh.
What?
Where's
Divorce because he shared with me a little bit about his message this morning, and it's just what we need right now. He's here to speak to our soul. So open up and give us a good, strong divine fellowship welcome for Roy Bowman. You're whipping, sir.
And I'll figure out how to mount this to something next week so it'll be in your face.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Shoot, it works.
Yeah, it does.
Can you get it there, Roy, in your shirt?
All right. Everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, crud. All right. Several weeks ago, Janice asked me to give a message. Let me say. By the way, this is going to be tough for me because I'm used to walking around. I told her I'll sit here. So my feet go like this. But anyway, Janice asked me to give a message, and I told her I would. But I went home and I told my wife, Carol, I said, if God doesn't give me something or the Spirit doesn't touch my heart, I'm not going to give a message and just go up here and make it up. So about 4 days later, I go to bed and I can't sleep. And I wake up and boom, 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 boom. It was amazing. Only twice in my life have I ever had that. And the whole thing that this message is around is we're going through some really turbulent times right now. You know, there's indecisions, there's what do I do here, what do I do there, how do I do this? Well, there's an example in the Bible where someone had the same situation, but they handled it differently, and I just want to go through that. We're all familiar with the story, and I'm going to go through this. Let me get my notes here. No, I won't do that. There was a joke I was going to tell you. What the heck? So the pastor says to his flock, what would you like people to say when you're in your coffin? One convert raised his hand and said, I'd like them to say he was a good family man. The other one said, someone else raised their hand and said, oh, I hope that he says he helps people and he was always courteous. The other guy raised his hand, finally the pastor said, oh, Lord, I got it. So they pick him and he says, here's what I'd like, Lord. I'd like them to say, look, I think he's moving. All right. Anyway, and that title of the message is Obstacles, and we're reaching some really obstacles with everything going on now. And the message is obstacles, either overwhelming or overcoming them. And there's a great example in the Bible of someone that did that, and his name was David. We've all heard the story of David and Goliath, and I'm going to go through that and show some points. But what's interesting is, here's a little shepherd boy. They estimate in historical records he was probably about 15 years old at the time. I don't know if you know that David was actually a redheaded kid. They actually call him Ruddy. You know, and so if you look at the physical appearance, you think, well, this guy can't do anything. You look at Saul, and let me give you a little bit of background on this. Israel was ruled by judges up until Saul, and the people of Israel decided they wanted a king like everybody else in the empires had. And the judges said, I don't think you really want to do this. And they insisted, so they said, okay, we'll pick this guy. So they picked Saul. Saul was a head, it says in 1 Samuel 8 and 9 that Saul was actually a head and shoulders above all the other Israelites. He was a nice looking guy. You know, if you look at it, he was probably Cosmo's King of the Year, you know. So anyway, but Saul had a major problem. If you read his life history, he had a major problem, and that was fear. And it so drove him that eventually it drove him insane. Remember, he threw the spear at David, and he actually ended up committing suicide during a battle. But he actually lost everything because of fear. So anyway, the first point is, well, let me go through this again, all right? Let me give you that background on this. The armies, Israelites on one side, Philistines on the other, in the valley of Elu. And in the valley, this giant Goliath would come up every day for 40 days. And by the way, if you see the number 40 in the Bible, it stands for trial, testing, or probation. Jesus was in the wilderness for 40 days, the Israelites for 40 years in the wilderness, so it was all probation or testing of them. But anyway, for 40 days, this giant had come out there. Now, let me give you a proportion who this giant was, because we always see these pictures and we go, oh, he's big. If he walked down this aisle, he would take out this audiovisual. It said his armor, they measured in shekels, but if you translate it nowadays, his armor weighed 165 pounds. The steel head of his spear was 9 feet long, weighed 15 pounds. The average back then was 3 to 6 pounds. And here's this little shepherd boy, he's going to face him. So anyway, David's in the fields. His father calls him up and says, hey, David, you need to go to Israel. You know, you got your brothers fighting there. You're going to take some cheese and bread and whatever he had, and you're going to feed them. So David shows up on the 40th day, not coincidental. And he sees this giant come out, and he goes, hey, you know, bring down your person, you know. Now think about it. You got this whole army there of Israelites, and some of them were, I'm sure, good soldiers and all that. And yet all they saw was the physical problem. David sees it and he goes, hey, you know what? You're cursing my God, and you're going to die for it. Now, keep in mind, a 15-year-old kid facing a 9-foot giant. And yet, it's interesting because in the Bible, it never says David had fear. Not once does it mention David was afraid, and he reconsidered the Saul, you know. He took it and he ran. Matter of fact, it says he picked 5 stones, he ran toward the giant and flung it, and hit him right in the old pineal gland, and boom, he was down. And they beheaded him, showed it. So, but the first thing you gotta do is you gotta be bigger than your fears, you know. Like I said, we live in a very turbulent time. You gotta use discretion, but you can't move in fear. Otherwise, it's gonna control you. And the one part I want to read here, which is interesting. So here's David. He says, I'm going to go meet Goliath. And Saul says this. He says, so Saul, this is out of 1 Samuel 17, 38 through 40. So Saul clothed, moreover, David said, the Lord who delivered me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear. By the way, if you go back earlier, David actually said that he grabbed the lion by the beard and killed him. So, and Saul said to David, go and the Lord will be with you. Notice Saul didn't say, I'll go and the Lord will be with me. Right. So Saul clothed David with his armor and put a bronze helmet on his head, and he also clothed him with a coat of mail. David fastened his sword to, can you imagine a 15-year-old kid, here's the tallest guy in Israel, here, wear my armor. So, and David said to Saul, I cannot walk with these, for I have not tested them. So David took them off. Then he took his staff in his hand, and he chose himself 5 smooth stones from the brook, and put them in the shepherd's bag. In the pouch which he had, and this sling was in his hand, and he drew near to the Philistine, and you know the rest of the story where he slings it and he kills Goliath. The point was, David needed to use the tools that he was familiar with. You know, I hear people say, well, I don't have those tools, but if you look at the services that we've been through, I was talking to Janice earlier, what kind of tools do we have? We have prayer, that's available to everyone. We have scripture reading, if that's what you believe in, if not, you know, the Spirit. We have prayer, meditation, workshops, church messages. There's currently a thing on the Facebook called Ascension Path. So it's available to you if you want to use it. And the question is, what may work for Sandra may not work for me, may not work for Daryl, may not work for William. You got to pick out the tool that's going to be beneficial and help you. All right. So the other thing is with this thing, I like this. This came to me one night. David wasn't looking at the physical problem. He was looking at the spiritual answer. And that's what we got to see. We can't see this COVID thing as, okay, it's going to defeat us. It's not going to defeat us. We're going to defeat it through the Spirit. So, but anyway, I was telling Janice earlier, I said, you know, we're blessed in this church with all the information we've been given. We should all be ordained ministers by this point, right? I mean, you know, the information that's been given us. The other thing is, too, society looks at the physical. If we were going to look at that in the day and age, and you like Saul sitting here and David sitting here, which one would you have picked? And yet, God does not look at the size of the person. He looks at the size of the heart. And that's what he's looking for. Don't underestimate yourself. This is one point I really want to bring out. You know, we have a tendency to judge ourselves and say, well, he's more capable, she's more capable. She's much better, you know, eloquent speaker than I am. He's nicer looking than I am. He should be up here, you know. But you gotta realize that it's not the size of the person, it's the spirit in them. And that's the most important part of it. Let your spirit soar. When it does, there'll be no fear there. So, let's see here. Oh, yeah, I like this. This is, when I was, I'll say young because I was 30 years old, I attended a church in Pennsylvania that had 250 members. And I was sitting back where Penny is. And I'm sitting there and I'm enjoying the church services. And our pastor stands up there and he goes, "Thank you, it's nice to be here Sunday morning. By the way, I turned the service over to Roy Bowman." And that's the first time ever. And some of you are going to think that this guy's hallucinating or whatever. I walked up the aisle, and as I walked up the aisle, I said, "God," I said, "I don't have a message. You're going to have to give me one." And by the time I got to the pulpit, he gave me a message, and it was called, "Is There a Cause?" And David says that. He looks at Saul, he looks at the Israelites, and he goes, "You guys may not believe in God." He said, "But for me, there is a cause." And there is a cause. There's a cause to keep us all going. There's a cause to keep this church going. There's a cause to maintain our spiritual level and even increase it. And like I was telling Janice earlier, I said, "Janice," I said, "I appreciate what you've given us, but now it's time for some of us to stand up on our own feet and not depend on you." You know, we're all getting older. We all need help. Together, we're powerful. And together, we're going to conquer this thing. Thank you.
Don't be afraid.
You left your weapon up here. Your sword of truth.
You don't see my name.
That was wonderful. Thank you, Roy.
Thank you.
Just what we all needed to hear. Our guided meditation today is going to take another look at the same stuff in a different way.
Is that
Do
two?
you? I don't know. How does that? You can see circles in my eyes. That's right.
Should be there.
What I want to do today is kind of a process meditation. So, I'm sorry, Phil's messing with the lights, so I gotta. He's distracting me. But that's okay. That's what he does.
technical stuff here.
Okay. So I have a plethora of little stones here, and I'm going to show them to you before we do our guided meditation. And you're going to pick 3. Roy said David picked 5 and put them in his little pouch. He only needed 1, but he took more with him. We're going to take 3 because otherwise we'll be here for the next week. So I'm going to show you these one at a time. And as I show them to you, you don't have to remember their name, just remember the number. So you could pick number 1, number 7, and number 8, whatever. I have 10. Let me get them out here. So the first one I want to show you, number 1, is the Apache tear. Now you can't really see this really clearly from your perspective, but you can see through an Apache tear. This particular one is pretty dense, but a lot of times you can hold an Apache tear up, and when you look down at it, it's just this rock, black rock. When you hold it up, then you can see through, and it's almost this smoky brown color. So that's an Apache tear, number 1. Number 2, selenite. Selenite usually comes in those rods. This has been tumbled, so it looks like this. So choice 2 is selenite. Choice 3 is adventurine. It's kind of a green adventurine. Adventurine, number 3. Number 4 is just a plain old river rock. Plain old river rock. Although I think river rocks are really interesting. They have energy to them. Red jasper. Oh, I think I have 2. Red jasper. This is number 5. Red jasper. Number 6 is amethyst. It's just a little amethyst. Pretty amethyst. Number 7 is jade. I'm not sure that's a real jade, but it's jade green. So we're calling it jade today. Chinese fluorite. Chinese fluorite. My microphone, did it work? Chinese fluorite. That one's really pretty. It's got purple and green in it. Can you see that? My fingers aren't working very well today. And Chinese fluorite is 8. And number 9 is howlite. It's white with black striations in it. Howlite. I have 2 more, but this is another jasper. And this is I don't know. So rather than having 2 jaspers, we'll just leave that. Do you want the I don't know? Just in case? It's an I don't know.
Looks like an agate.
It kind of looks like an agate, doesn't it? It's got all these little weird things going on in it.
Be?
Huh?
What number is that?
This one would be 10. This one would be 10. 10, I don't know. Okay. So, did you pick 3? Got the numbers of them, whether you remember the name or not? All right, so let's do a little guided meditation. And in the meditation, you're going to be called upon. You're going to put those in your pouch for now. And you're going to be called upon to reach into your energy pouch and pull out, and we're going to see which of the 3 you received. Okay? Make sense? So, and I'll go back over these again when we're done with the meditation. But for now, I want you to take a deep breath in and exhale and just relax. Center into your being. Really be here. Just really be here. And I'd like you to open the portal at the top of your head that connects you to Divine Source. It's really always open, but with your attention, it'll open even more. So your connection will be even greater. And it is through this connection that we receive guidance. We all could use some guidance nowadays, can't we not? And specifically for this guided meditation, guidance will be essential. So receive that energy and let it touch your mind. Let it touch your third eye. Let it touch the discernment centers that exist above your eyebrows. And let it touch the occipital lobes. This is that whole perception circuit. We want to perceive and understand our world on a metaphysical term. We want to have a clarity, a knowledge, a knowing. So allow yourself to receive that energy now. Bringing more and more of that living light of love, and let it touch your ears, your mouth, your throat. This is your truth circuit. So you can speak your truth, you can know your truth, you can discern that somebody else may not get your truth, and it's okay. But you can be in your truth and be at peace with that. Letting more and more of this living light of love flow into your heart space now. And from your heart space, let it flow out into your shoulders and down your arms and into your hands. And when this energy touches your hands, it becomes healing energy. It also becomes energy that you can apply to whatever you choose to do. Becomes worthy. So choose wisely. Allow yourself now to let that living light of love flow into every aspect of your body. Every organ, every system, even your skin is a system, an organ. Let it go into all of your tissues, every fiber of your body, every cell in your body, even down into the cells, even down into the DNA within the cells. Letting this living light of love nourish you on even this cellular level. Receiving this energy, feeling blessed, feeling whole, feeling vitalized or revitalized. Letting more and more of this living light of love now flow through your legs and down into your feet, and open the portals at the bottoms of your feet, and let yourself release this living light of love into the earth. There are others who are seeking grounding and connection to divine. And by connecting in like this, you're anchoring this living light of love into this physical plane. And it's beautiful to be of service in this way. A kindness. Thank you for your kindness. At the same time, this allows you to anchor and feel grounded. And know that you have a place on this planet. You have a place in this world. You're here for a reason. And now gently, gently, gently close the bottoms of your feet, and you're a vessel of light. And as a vessel of light, more and more living light flowing into your being. Now it spills out into your energy field that surrounds your body. Filled with light, surrounded by light. Filled with love, surrounded by love. And now let's take a little walk in our imagination. You may find that this is like a little bit of time travel. Maybe it's just a little bit of work in your imagination, but allow yourself to find your way to the valley where David and Goliath fight. Well, where David takes them out. And perhaps in the distance you can see them squaring off. And allow yourself to move to where you're right by the stream, where David found his rocks. Only you're upstream just a bit. And we've already selected our rocks. But you may symbolically wish to pick up 3 rocks here, the 3 that you've already chosen. Allow yourself to receive them and put them in your pouch. And as David faces off with Goliath, he found the strength of his own abilities, and he also knew that he had the strength of divine support. What are you afraid of? What's haunting you? What's the struggle in your life right now? Is it fear? Is it worry? Is it relationship challenges? Is it work challenges? Is it boredom? Is it health issues? What is your challenge that you're facing? And now watch the scene unfold before you as David takes a stone out of his pouch, puts it in his sling, and gives it a whirl and throws it with stunning accuracy. And Goliath falls. Now, reach into your pouch. Which stone do you take out? Which one comes to your hand? Notice it. You may not remember the name, you may not even remember the number, but notice it. This has deep significance for you. Put your stone in your slingshot. Take aim. And with all your might, hurl this stone directly at the problem that you're facing. And see it collapse. You took it down. Whatever the energy of this stone was, took it down. Feel yourself be empowered. Feel yourself be strong. And when David took down Goliath, the army cheered. They were so encouraged. Your taking down your challenge is going to be a powerful encouragement to others. You don't know, but others look to you. And they see it. They see your success. They see the power within you. They see you tap into this divine power and overcome, and they are encouraged. What a blessing you are. What a blessing you are. Feel the power flow through you. Not just your power, although it's your power and your skill, but also the power from divine source directly to you as a result of your prayer, as a result of your faith, as a result of your hope, as a result of you taking a stand. And now, just be with this for a moment and notice the day. Sun is shining, birds are singing. Notice again the stream. There is a symbolic object that has been placed in the stream just for you. Notice it. Pick it up. This is your gift. An acknowledgement of your journey, of your blessing, of your courage, of your strength, of your faith, of your hope. Receive that symbolic object with gladness, joy. Even if you don't understand the significance for now, receive it. And allow yourself now to walk back across this valley floor, back into the here and now in this time and space. Reawakening, wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. Welcome back. We're going to do communion, and then I'm going to go over the meanings of the stones for you here in just a second. So Mr. Phil, if you want to join me up front, please. Oops, I lost one. This is selenite. They're on your side. I did not pre-open them, so.
Okay.
Communion. Excuse me.
An energetic activity.
An energetic activity. Darn arthritis. Okay. Are we ready? Oh, I'm gonna adjust that, sweetie. Now you have to pick it up. Would you join us in prayer, please? Loving Spirit of light, as we take this in, help us be nourished by the tools you've given us. Prayer, your divine inspired word, other spiritual writings, teachings, companionship, like minds. And bless us in our journey. Give us strength, give us courage, give us hope and faith. In the name of the Ascended One, Jesus. Amen.
Thank you. So Mary Lou is watching.
Yay, Mary Lou. Oh, you got a challenging
Brandy.
one.
Where'd Brock go?
He's over here.
Hmm?
He's here a second ago.
Brandy's there too.
The family's together, even though they're apart. Join us in prayer again, please. Now that I finally got mine open. Loving Spirit of light, help us to drink in life, all of it, even the challenging, difficult, painful stuff. Help us to take it in and know that there's a blessing in it, and that you will walk us through it all. These things we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen.
You said challenging, difficult, painful things. I was
Yes.
thinking about opening these.
Yes. Indeed. Indeed. Contribution. I forgot. Who wants to do that? Do we have a microphone that works?
No.
No. Okay. Who's going to do it?
I guess I will.
Speak.
Sorry.
Divorce court's down the hall.
Thank you so much for everything you help us with. Couldn't do it without you. Wouldn't do it without you. So, but our building's still here. We're still here. We've been doing this a long time. Thank you
Is it
so much
almost
for your
24
gifts.
years?
Yeah,
Almost 24
yeah.
years.
Thank you so much for your gifts.
Amen.
Appreciate it. And tell people at home how they can help.
And at home, if you would like to help out, order something on Amazon Smile and designate the Divine Fellowship, and that helps you, helps us.
Yes, it does.
You can donate from the website. There's a link. When I send out weekly emails, there's a link on that. If you don't get an email, you can text me your email address, and I'll send you an email.
And website, there's a donate button.
Yep, I said
Oh, did you?
website. Yeah.
Hey, Mary.
So, ours is.
Hey, Terry. Hey,
Thank you.
Terry.
Uh, okay. Thank you for all that. All right, let's.
Good.
Yeah, I think we're
Okay.
good. I don't know. So let's go back to the energies of the stones that we selected. Excuse me. Did anyone select the Apache tier? Okay, well, if you at home selected the Apache tier, how you face your challenge and how you can overcome your challenge is healing old grief. Get grounded to do that. Okay? Selenite. Anyone here pick selenite? Several selenites here. Selenite is all about clearing. I really like selenite. It's a wonderful little stone. It's like an energetic vacuum cleaner. It just sucks it up, but you don't ever have to clear it itself. It's self-clearing. So this is about getting clear-minded, making clear choices, clearing your world, releasing negativity, however it takes you to get clear. And it also accesses the angelic realm. So call on your angels to help you. That will really be of assistance to you. There may be some assistance that is beyond your capacity, but the angelic realms are here to help you. The angels are here to help. Angels and spirit guides, ancestors, all of that. Adventuring. Any adventuring people? Okay, got several. This is saying it's time to heal your heart and take a chance. Heal your heart and take a chance. It's hard to take chances when our heart is still wounded. So healing the heart is really important to do. And there's lots of ways in which to heal the heart. Noticing it, blessing it, honoring it allows that to heal, and then you can take a chance. River rock. Got a couple of river rocks here. This is asking you to relax and to go with the flow. Just relax. And you know, that's really hard to do. I think sometimes we forget how challenging it is to relax. We get so keyed up and spun up and driven. Now, Phil and I are going to talk to you in a couple of weeks about that internal fire that drives us. But that's different than this driven, the frantic driven of I gotta. That's a whole different thing. And this is asking you just to let that go. Let go. Just be. Just be. Red jasper. Red jasper. Any red jaspers in the room? Yep, a couple. All right, this red jasper is asking you to take courage. Take courage. So whatever it is that you're facing is going to require some courage. Look it in the eye. Face it. And this is going to then grant you vibrancy in your life. With vibrancy comes the energy of vibrating at a new level of energy. A lower energy cannot overcome bigger challenges. So bring your energy up. Increase your vibration. And how do you do that? Prayer, reading spiritual things, being around spiritual people. All of those things can raise our vibrancy, raise our vibrations. And that will help us then take courage and face what needs to be faced. Amethyst. A couple of amethysts in the room. Okay, amethyst. This is about spiritual connection. This is asking you to reconnect with Source. Now, I can't tell you how to do that. You're the only one that knows how you do that. You may be one that reconnects with Source by prayer. Maybe you reconnect with Source by taking a walk in the woods. Maybe you reconnect with Source by sitting by the pool. You know, I don't know what it is that you do. Me, I sit in my flower garden. Whatever you need to do, do it. Reconnect with Divine Source your way and allow yourself that connection, and that connection is going to give you the guidance you need to get through whatever challenge you're facing. Does that make sense to you? Jade. Jade. Any jades in the room? Yep, jades. This is wisdom that leads to tranquility. Finding yourself upset? Then you're not accessing your wisdom. You know more than you think you do. Tune in. You know more than you think you do. So tune into that tranquility through wisdom, knowing what you know. Trust what you know. And as you do that, then harmony increases. Harmony within your physical form, harmony in all of your systems, harmony with others, harmony in your world. Make sense? Chinese fluorite. That's this one. Any Chinese fluorite in the room? None in the room. Chinese fluorite is about focus. And with focus comes protection. You're protected enough to focus. So sometimes we feel scattered and shattered because of this is hitting us and that's hitting us and this other thing's going on. Allow this Chinese fluorite to help us focus. Because when we're focused like a beam of light, my goodness, there is so much power in that. And within that is protection. Protection from dark things that could knock us off our track. Make sense? Questions on that? I'll ask in a minute. Howlite. Where's my howlite? There you are. Howlite. This is also the stone of sacred buffalo. I have one of these at home, and it's actually has a buffalo carved in it. It's really cool. I love it. So howlite, the energy of that is compassion. Have compassion for yourself. This is kindness. Kindness for yourself. Be kind to you. And that kindness to yourself will allow you to be kind to others. It brings to you a sacred perspective. With a sacred perspective, any highlight in the room? Yeah. With a sacred perspective, we can make new choices. Not based on fear, not based on anger, not based on frustration, just new choices based on the sacred connection. And then our wild card here. Anybody pick the wild card? That we don't know what it is, Stone? Okay, so let me ask what it is. Oh, okay, so what I'm getting off of this one right away is everything, see all the circles in there? Everything comes around, what goes around comes around, that sort of thing. Everything in its own time. This is asking you to notice where this has occurred in your life before. When we heal or notice the first time a situation has come to us, when that gets healed, the subsequent, it's like dominoes, they all fall down. Have you ever done that? Oh, that's so much fun. So this is a domino effect by noticing how this challenge has raised its ugly head more than once. And if we avoid it, we run from it, it's going to be here again. So this is asking you to look at the first time it showed up. You're different now than you were then. And you have different skills now than you did then. You have different talents and abilities now than you did then. And you can handle it. Take a look at that old one. See it from a different perspective. And allow all the healing to take place to bring you present time. And will give you the power to move through whatever circumstance is a challenge for you. So we're almost out of time. Wanted to ask you if you had any questions about the gift that you were given before we conclude. Carol, was there anyone online that has a question about, did you stop?
Since it's delayed.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yes, Marianne.
I got an arrow.
An arrow?
I can kind of guess what it might mean, but I'm curious as what you.
So an arrow is like take aim, focus, and let it go. Shoot it. Shoot that arrow. What stone did you get? What was the first stone, the stone that you took out of your pocket in your visualization? Do you remember?
The river rock.
The river rock. So this is asking you to relax, go with the flow, and then your arrow is saying, you're on target. The arrow has already left the bow. Now relax into it. Make sense? That's a cool one. Thanks for asking. Joe.
I got a little dolphin.
A little dolphin. What stone did you get?
Number 8.
Number 8, the Chinese fluorite. So this is asking you to focus and notice that you're protected. And the dolphin is about ease of movement. When you know you're protected, when you know you've got this spiritual support system behind you, you can just relax into what you're looking at. That makes sense to you? I love it how they work together. Yeah. Is that Dawn? Are you Dawn? What is your first name?
Cindy.
Cindy.
I got a candle.
A candle. What stone did you get?
Number 5.
Number 5, the red jasper. Okay, take courage and increase your vibrancy. This is saying, and the candle is letting you know that you're a bright light in your world. You know, even a small candle diminishes the darkness. You have more power in your world than you think you do. You're not the light, but you have the light within you. Shine on, dear. Shine on, and as you do that, this will grant you courage. Other people are going to see that courage, and they're going to take heart and be encouraged. Does that make sense to you?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Yeah. Marlena.
I got the river rock.
River rock.
Okay, and I received a bluebird.
A bluebird. Okay. So the bluebird of happiness. So relax. Go with the flow. Be happy. You get to. See, I think sometimes, especially spiritual people, this is a note for all of us, sometimes We think we shouldn't be happy because there's other people suffering. Hooey. Our happiness, our courage, our joy, our light is what helps the world find their way. It's way okay to be happy. Way okay. Anything else? Yeah, Lori.
Oh, in the stream it looked like a stick, but when I picked it up I thought it was a flute, but it was one of those things where you would...
Oh, like a trombone?
No, they were little things used.
A little whistle? Little whistle?
I guess, I don't know, it's not that long.
Okay, so a little whistle.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We make cartoon noises.
Like a little kid's toy.
Yeah. Okay, and which stone did you get, dear?
The selenite.
The selenite. Okay, so this is accessing the angelic realms, and with it will come some clearing. So what they're telling you, the angels are telling you that they're wanting to communicate with you, and they're going to send you a tone that is actually going to be audible. Do you ever hear sounds, hear notes?
Do you hear voices, Lori?
Do you hear voices? Yeah. They're wanting to communicate with you, and it can be as simple as a click, or as simple as a thinking you hear somebody talking, but they're not. But they're wanting to communicate to you, and whether you hear them in actual words or not, they're going to send you information to guide your way. So when you're focused on something and you have a sense of, oh, do I need to be listening to something? Or music, something like that, a song comes in your mind, that's them trying to communicate something to you. So pay attention to that. Yeah, when I said it, the songs in your mind is one way in which they're going to really, really communicate to you. They already sent you one. Did you get it? Okay. You always got a song in your head. So anyway, pay attention because it's on its way even now as we speak. Carol, do you have a question or did somebody online have a question?
Yes and yes.
Yes and yes. I love it.
Myrna, I was given a silver heart with the word love engraved and took out amethyst.
Okay, so amethyst is that divine connection again, connecting in with source. This is the actual connect in with source. And you know what that heart that says love on it, you know what that means. You know what you need to do with that. Okay, Carol, did you have one? Or was there more on the online?
Yes. And, well, that was from Myrna.
That's for Myrna. Mm-hmm.
This one is from Beth.
Uh-huh.
I got a stone arrowhead.
The stone arrowhead. Very similar to the arrow, but the arrowhead is like an ancient truth that is coming to you. And with that is going to be a new focal point for you. She may already be receiving that. Very cool stuff. Good job. Okay, anything else?
She has one.
You have one? Yeah. Thank you. This light is in my, I know you guys need that light for balancing my face, but
So
it's killing me.
my rocks was, actually I had the Apache tear and the river rock, but it was like one rock.
The Apache tear and river rock. Okay, go ahead. Yes.
And in the stream I thought it was something silver, but it was actually a fish that I could only hold for a minute and then it went back.
Okay, so she got a fish in the little stream. So you had the Apache tear and the river rock. So the Apache tear is about healing old grief, clearing that out.
And that part, like the Apache rock was in the center and the river rock was around it, but like I said, it was like one.
Okay, so the Apache tear was in the center and the river rock was around it. So how you heal that old grief is relaxing. Taking time for you.
What? No.
Yeah. What? You mean? Huh? And then the fish is all about knowing that each moment is just a moment. We can't hang on to our life experiences. It's just each moment flows into the next one. So cherish each moment. That this moment is the moment that has power. Notice it and honor it. And
That
Who knew? Yeah, she carried a rock with her to church.
And it's round like you would think you would have for a slingshot. And
Right.
I just thought it's black.
What kind of
It's
stone is it?
onyx.
Is it an onyx?
Mhm.
Okay, so onyx is about protection.
But it's like I had to have it in my hand the whole time I was here, even before
Awesome.
I came in. And it was just.
Thanks for tuning in. You were like tuned in. So it's knowing that tune in, you have the guidance already that you need. Everything you need is here for you. And you can trust in this moment. You can trust to be led. You can trust to be guided. What a beautiful confirmation. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, when he started his story, I was like,
That's crazy.
okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Wow.
It was just what your soul needed to hear. Awesome. Awesome. Carol, was there anybody else online
Yes,
or anything? Okay.
For me, I got the wild card, and in the stream was a white feather, but the stream was liquid gold.
Ooh, liquid gold with a white feather. So, what do you feel the wild card is telling you?
Be myself.
Be yourself. I love it. I love it. You get to be uniquely you. And uniquely you is just what's necessary. The stream of gold is this stream of divine energy. Gold is this beautiful, pure, high energy of value. You are truly valued by divine source. And the feather is here to let you know that you're here to rise above challenges. Just sweep them away. Just sweep them away. That feather is here to remind you again of the angelic realms, and then you have the power to sweep things clear. That makes sense?
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else? Anybody else? Yes, Penny?
I had the selenite,
Uh-huh.
and what I pulled out of the river was a pink quartz heart.
A pink quartz heart. Okay. So selenite's about clearing, connecting with the angelic realms, and the pink quartz heart, you know what that's about. So get clear, use that big heart of yours. It's got work to do. Let other people see it. Yep. Too late. They do. All right. We went a little extra with that, but I loved it. Yeah, one more?
Mary Lou commented, Expo volunteers.
You know, whatever. We're going to talk about that later.
Okay.
It's, yeah. Down the road. We got to be thinking about that, but yeah.
Only as we can relax.
Just relax. We're gonna get through it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of new vendors this year. I think it's gonna be just a ton of fun. So I just got through doing an article for the Tumbleweird stuff. And so they didn't want anything to do as an advertisement for the expo, but I wanted it to reflect back to the expo. So I talked about my garden. Come to find out, they're gonna post some other pictures of my garden and all kinds of stuff. And so I got to do a little nudge and plug in about the spiritual journey. Our focus this year is nurturing spiritual growth. Everybody grows differently spiritually. And what works for you may not work for me. What works for me may not work for you. But it's about finding the tools, finding what works for us, and utilizing that. And that's we're going to be able to share a lot of stuff with people this year. So hopefully the stepping up and helping out is your service of love. And we'll talk more about that down the road. So Mr. Phil, hast thou come on up, honey, and let's do an energy circuit for the folks online, and then we'll do our energy circle here. Energy circuit. Rub your hands together really, really fast while Phil makes his way up front.
Right, start.
Okay. Bring the energy in again from that divine source into your heart space. Left hand to right hand to left hand, or right hand back to your heart to connect that circle. And as that circle is connected, energy builds within your hands. Again, when we bring energy down to our hands, then it becomes healing energy. And it also makes everything we touch worthy of our efforts, worthy of our intent, worthy of our wisdom. So as you bring that energy together, it creates this energy sphere of light. Can you feel that? Bring that into your heart space. Take that with you. That's a tool you can carry with you. It will recharge itself as the week unfolds. God bless. We will see you next time.
Woo-hoo.